I worked on the Apache helicopter. That was back in the early 70s, and my boss flew on the Goose. He was a radio operator. And he took me in to see the flying boat in 1972 inside the hangar, in the hangar in Long Beach. And it had been in there like 30 years. And I said when they pulled it out, it was the first sunset on the Goose in 35 years, something like that. And so I got to see it before Hughes died. The crew members could take anybody in any time. They had that was their gift. All of them said, "Oh my God, it's huge." Oh, it's in mint condition because Hughes spent 25 grand a month keeping it plus or minus 2 degrees temperature and humidity. He's often said, "My plane and nothing means more to me than my flying boat." Well, Long Beach wanted the hell out of there because they wanted to build a profit-making, I think it was a tourist passenger offloading dock. That's what I was getting way back then, but I think they may have done something else. But they wanted it out of there. The lease had been up like 3 years, and nobody knew what to do with it. I mean, they didn't want to cut it up because Hughes had signed an agreement that if Smithsonian didn't have the money, because they owned half of it, to build a house large enough to house it, that the worst part would, the 6 museum heads as part of the Smithsonian network would come in and select their piece, how stupid, and then they'd grind up the rest. And so when I got involved, that's where we were. I had an engineer from Hughes Hughes aircraft come in. A typical engineer, a wad of pencils and a slide ruler. And he said, "Well, why don't we try and get it on the National Register?" And I said, "Okay." Every aviation organization in the country protesting cutting up. And we sent out volunteers, go on the beach, the malls, just signing their name, protesting cutting up the flying boat. Flew down to Washington, D.C. and met with the preservation people. We dumped 55,000 signatures on his desk. He was impressed with that, and I told him the urgency of it. And 4 days later, it was on the National Register, and they could not touch it. We did it. And it's a piece of American history, and they cannot destroy it.